Hello and good morning. We're on day 2. If you haven't gotten your sheets over there by the computer cart, go get that right now and work number 3 and 4. Remember, if you reflect it over the y-axis, you change the x. You always change the other one. So here, these are not going to change, so it's still going to be 0, 0. So it's one of these. But here you're going to change the x. So that's going to be a -4. There it is right there, right here. Okay, so let's see what we have. So we have -4 and 6. And actually, this answer right here appears to be corrected on the sheet. So this should have been -4 and 6. So make sure you know that. You just change the x. So that was a mistake on the sheet itself. This one right here, it says what transformation? This would be a slide. You're going to slide it to the left, 2, so your x would be a -2, and your y would be a -1. That would be the rule. So this would be a translation. That's the answer there. On the next one right here, it looks like you would just flip it. You would reflect it over that line. So this one would go from here to here, and then it would go from here to here. So I'm going to go with a reflection on that one. Okay, this one right here, I'm going to say it's a rotation. This right here looks like there's the origin. It looks like it's going to rotate from here to here. Now remember, for a rotation, let's see what happens here just to check it out. So that's a -2, 1, 2, 3. So that's a -2 up 3. This one looks like a +3 and then down 2. Okay, so -2 up 3, and then this one is over 3 but down 2. This one looks like a rotation here, and actually no, they're calling it a reflection. So from here to here should be the same distance as from here to here. To be a rotation of 180 degrees, you would have to change both. Okay, and here they switch them and whatever. So it doesn't do the 180 because the 180 is change both, and they didn't do that. Okay? All right, so this would be a reflection across this line. Y equals x. Okay, so we're going to go with a reflection on that. This one right here, let's see what happens here. Okay, let's just check this point out. This point right here is -2 up 2, and then C, which was the original one, is over 2 down 2. So over 2 down 2. And so here, let's see what's going on. You can't reflect it, because that point would end up over here. This one is a rotation. Okay? And let's just take one more look at that. All right, so a rotation is what they went with on that one. They rotated it here. And it looks like it's going to be 180, but that one doesn't seem to change both of them. So I'm going to put a little question mark on that one. Let's keep moving though. Let's go to number 5. Number 5, you have a triangle, it's rotated 180. Remember, if it's 180, you have to change both. Okay, that's what you want to do. So what are the new coordinates? So you're going to change those. It's going to be a +2 and a -4. Okay, and if you change this one, well, this one right here, you're going to change both of those, so that's a -2, -2. And then this one, you can't change 0, but you can change that too. Remember, if it's 180 clockwise or counterclockwise, it doesn't matter. You change both. Okay, let's take a look at number 6. It says, what is a translation rule? Okay, well, a translation rule, you're going from 3 to 2 on your x. So your x is going from 3 to 2. In order to do that, x would have to be a -1. And then y, you're going from 2 to 6, way over here. To go from 2 to 6, you'd have to add 4. So the rule would be a -1 and a +4 for your x and your y, and that's what we're going to go with, okay? And the way they write it, just so you know, is x minus 1 and y plus 4. That is the correct way to write it. Let's keep going. This one right here, let's see if they actually rotate this about the origin. So this is 1, 2, 3, up 1. So -3 up 1. In order to go 180, you would have to change both of these. Okay, so let's see if they did that. So on this one right here, it's over 3 and down 1. And if you see, they changed this to that, a positive, and then they changed that to a negative. So this would be a 180-degree rotation about the origin. Number 2, it says what transformation would produce it. Okay, so let's see. If you look here, your A is going from -3 to +3. So your x's are changing. This one, your x changed from a negative to a positive. This one, your x changed also. But if you notice, the y stayed the same. So if you change the x, okay, if you change the x, and that's going to be a reflection over the y, okay? So remember, if you have a point right here, and the point is over 2 up 1, okay, and then you go over 2 down 1, okay, that is a reflection over the x when you change the y. But this one, you're changing the x, so it's going sideways. So remember, it's the opposite. Okay, so if they change the x, they flipped it over the y. If they change the y, they flipped it over the x. All right, let's keep moving. Let's try the next ones. All right, so this one right here, it says, what did they do here? Well, it looks like they reflected it over the x-axis. From here to here would be 2, from here to here would be 2, and then they flipped it over the y-axis. Okay, so I'm going to say reflection over the x, followed by reflection over the y. Okay, in order to be 180 rotation, you would just have to change both the x and the y. So change x and y. And you can go through and verify that. Now this right here on the cubes, it says that everything adds up to 7. So if this is a 2, on the other side that you can't see over here is a 5. If this is a 3, the side over here is a 4. So the question is, what do? Well, it looks like they're rotating this one 90 degrees counterclockwise. So we're looking for 90 degrees counterclockwise on that. And let me take a look at that. Okay, so you're going from figure P to figure Q. And so in this particular instance, I'm going to say that this thing is, let me see if they have 90 degrees counterclockwise. And that's the one I'm going to say on that. And then you got to figure the bottom. Well, the bottom, if this is a 2, there's a 5 sitting on the other side that you can't see. And then it looks like they rotated it this way. One click, 90 degrees, and then another click to get the 5 right there. So I'm going to say 180 counterclockwise. So I'm going to say, let's see if they have that. And the bottom 180. Okay, this is the one actually I'm going to go with right there. Okay, the answer key says clockwise, but if you go clockwise 90 degrees, it's going to put the 2 right there. So I think the top one is 90 degrees counterclockwise for sure. And then the bottom is 180, and it doesn't matter which way you go, clockwise or whatever, if it's 180. All right, so I'm going to go with C. The answer key, I'm not quite sure that that one is correct, but I think that one is. Let's keep moving. The triangle has those vertices. Okay, what are the coordinates of each vertex if the triangle is translated 4 units to the right? So what you're going to do is just add 4 units to this right here. So you're going to add a 4 on all the x's. and then you're going to go 6 units down, that's going to be a negative 6. So the rule, let's see what we have here. So this one, I guess you got to come up here. So you're going to add the 4 here and then do a negative 6 there. So that makes better sense. So if you do that, you get a negative 3, which is what that is right there. Negative 3, and then you get 0. I'm going with that one right there. Let's keep moving. Okay, the translation ones should not be that bad. They want you to skip this one right here. So put skip for some reason. This one right here is a reflection over the y-axis. So you're going over so many and then over so many, and that's going to be a reflection over the y-axis on that one. And then rotational symmetry is if you can rotate it less than 360. So if you take a square and you rotate it 90 degrees, if you just go from here to here 90 degrees, one turn, it's still going to be a square, okay? And that's what we're going to stay with. That one has rotational symmetry on that, okay? So if you can turn it, in this case, one click, will it end up being the same image? And the answer is yes. Remember, a hexagon has 6 sides. Regular means the sides are the same. So that would look like this if you want to take a look at it, just to check it. Okay? So if you go 90 degrees on that, that would be one click. So if you're going from here and then you go 90 degrees, it would probably end up somewhere up in there. And that certainly might be a possibility, but definitely the square on that one. All right, so that's it for day 2. Let's keep moving. All right, let's go to MCR. So get your worksheets, and we're going to work some of these together. So the formula is right here. So this right here is the 2 circles, and this is called surface area. And the surface area is everywhere you can touch. So it's going to be 2 times pi, and I'm going to leave it as pi right now to make it easier, times the radius squared. So the radius is 2. So it's going to be 2 times 2, which is 4. So that's going to be 4 times 2. So that's 8 pi plus, you got to add this. So it's going to be 2 times pi times the radius, which is 2, times the height, which is 7. So 7 times 2 is 14, times 2 is going to give you 28 pi. Okay? And then you add these up, and you get 36 times pi. And if you want to find the real answer, you just take 36 times 3.14. And when you do, well, they left it in terms of pi. So you can leave it like that, or you can go ahead and multiply it. Either way. Okay? So to do surface area, you just do this formula for a cylinder. I'll let you use your formulas on the test. Now, to do surface area of a cube, watch carefully. You're going to take all 3 numbers, 9, 13, and 3. Okay? So this one is 3 inches high. So that's going to be 9 times 3. But the other side over here is the same. So you're going to multiply by 2. So 9 times 3 times 2, because the side is the same as the other side. The front is 13 times 3. So plus 13 times 3. But then you got to multiply by 2 because the back side over here is the same as the front side. And then finally, you have the top and the bottom. Well, the bottom is 9 by 13. So you're going to do 9 times 13 and then times 2. Okay, because the bottom is the same as the top. And then you're going to add this to this to this. And then you should get that answer. And that's how you do surface area. Have a good morning.